she doesn't work, she just keeps shipping people. I don't know, where's her daughter? She said her daughter is in crèche. I was like, how many months? She's 8 months. I said, what is she doing in crèche? Like, what is that?
Like,
She said,
She's empowered.
what does that even mean?
You want to go back to the kitchen?
Wait, now I was like, what is that? My other colleagues are not like, that. I said, see, all of
What are they saying? What are they saying?
like they were saying like what is there? Like, yeah, she's in. I said, see, that is the problem, right? That this thing I said, that's the problem, because does it make sense to you? The child is in crèche.
A child.
I said that first 1 year to 2 years, that time child and mother bond goes to occur. Now she's in crèche, she come back from work, you're tired. What is it by only giving breast milk that you don't want? That bond is really breast milk now.
8 months.
8 months.
I read the story.
And see, the thing is that it was so annoying because I was saying this thing and they were saying that my wife was so. I said, it's just like it's only in the village. I said, I'm going to marry.
That's the next line.
Yes, I said it's the village girl, I'm going to marry.
That's the next line. Like your wife is suffering. If you once you say the truth,
So-
your girlfriend you suffer. Your wife.
So raising a child, being a mother is suffering to women now.
No, like how we related to her, like
Being a proper woman.
They say that what they say that. Everybody is going like this, man. Going like this. I always say that narrow is the way. It's like true, narrow is the way. Like everybody is going like it doesn't mean it's the right way.
It's true, narrow is the way. You were saying something.
Okay, I read the story
Yeah.
last year on Twitter. This woman was in Lagos now. She stays in Lagos. She just gave birth. I think her child was 3 months or 4 months old. So like they didn't give her leave in the office or something. So she was going to work, right? And I think there's someone that usually comes to carry a 3 months old daughter to crèche.
Okay.
Do you understand?
What they said is school bus.
I think so. Something like that. She was late that day, or something stupid. She was late.
Yeah.
Do you know she carried the child, the baby, 3 months old baby, and gave to a gate man? That
Somebody's coming to carry.
When she got to the office, now they realized what she did. Like
when she now got to the office, right? She now realized, like, it dawned on her that wait, what did I
just left my
I
child.
just left. A man, do you know a man will never do that?
A man can never do that.
And when you know, like in the office, but I'm the bad guy. I hate men.
A man will go late.
yes.
If you ask me any question, I'll tell you, well,
My child, like I tell them in the office, like they always be like, me, I hate women. Then, but they know in their heart that I love women. Like, how can I hate women? I cannot.
Let me tell you what is behind that woman's behavior, and it's something that we've been talking about for a very long time. Women empowerment and girl child education. So women from a very young age, say, oh, you must go to school, you must be empowered, you must be like a man. What is women empowerment to a woman? Most women, for them, it means having a job, not being an entrepreneur, not being my own boss.
What did we do all day? That is a great question. When I was working at Meta and I was a recruiter and we weren't expected to hire anybody for the first 6 months.
Most women is having a job. What does a job mean? It means that there's a man you place above your husband, which is your boss.
Yeah, basically.
Because that baby is your husband's child. She believes that it's more important for her to get to work by 8 o'clock
Then taking care of
than for the child to be safe. That mentality is in there. You cannot take it out. It's done.
Right now, if you try to, you are like a sexist.
Misogynist.
And that, that's part of why like marriage is so hard. These
Don't
days.
last.
Only weak men can like take all these things. A real man,
And they don't have to.
and like a real man, like you cannot tell me now that you just had my child 6 months, 8 months. You are going back to work.
Then you'll be dropping
And or you telling me too, I should make time and come and be carrying child. You're not even going to
a woman that says that. You know, I almost slapped the woman now. Like the one you're talking about just appeared in front of her. In my mind already like that.
Me, I feel like regardless of the relationship I have with my wife, or if I get married, like you will never say that to me because you already know the kind of person I am.
Yeah.
So you will know that you cannot say this to this guy. Do you understand? Because I don't understand how like
what are you doing? What are you talking about?
you just had my child. I expect that child to be your number one priority because it is my number one. That child get me my own number one priority. Despite the
I
fact
will go out there in the sun and in the hard work
to make sure there's pampers for the child, food for you, anything you need, data if you want to sit down in front of TV. That's your business, but you will stay with that child. You will care for my child. You breastfeed. You are not even going to give my child formula. Because there was an argument I was involved in one time that we were talking about formula. That do you know what it takes to feed a child? And I was like, what is your primary goal in on what's your primary responsibility on earth, on this earth? It is not to come and be doing 9 to 5 or.
What did we do all day? That is a great question. When I was working at Meta and I was a recruiter and we weren't expected to hire anybody for the first 6 months.
Number one priority is to have a child. That's the only thing a woman can do that a man cannot do.
Yes.
Is for you to have a child, recreate and instill certain responsibilities, certain values in that child, teach the child. A man is not there. A man cannot be the one to teach a child how to wash clothes or do this. That's the mother's job. That's what I would teach the child. When you wake up, you brush your teeth. But my own is just to provide. My own is to provide and
provide structure, provide
structure, provide discipline, teach discipline. Yeah. Like I'm meant to be the bad guy.
And also to lead by example.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You cannot be a father and not have a job. Even if your wife is Okonjo-Iweala, you cannot afford to be sitting. Your children cannot afford to be seeing you sit at home.
Yeah.
Even if your wife is the president of the country, you are still expected to go out. You are expected to pay the school fees. You are expected to pay rent.
But in America, there's stay-at-home dads now.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I know the funny thing. Like I was watching Hell's Kitchen, like maybe season 10 or so, and there was a guy who came and he said, I'm playing Mr. Mom. My wife works. I am cooking at home. So my question was, Hell's Kitchen is a show that's like before they were doing home cooks, but that's kind of like MasterChef. So they started using professional cooks, right? Okay. Everybody else on that show was a professional. They work at establishments, right? Restaurants, professional guys. Then out of everybody, now brought this man, glasses, guy is a fucking dweeb, beta.
He looks like he's a weak man.
You understand? Yeah. And he knows nothing about cooking because he cooks for 6-year-old children.
Then he's there on purpose. They put him there on purpose. They put him there on purpose. They put him there for props.
Yeah, that's why the producer will tell Gordon Ramsay, okay, ask him what he does for a living.
Exactly.
So that it will be broadcast to many people in the world. Everybody there, sous chef, line cook, executive chef.
Yeah, those people.
No, like they'll put it in the bio.
Yeah.
But they asked him specifically, what do you do when they were doing signature dish?
I'm still at home that.
Hope he didn't win.
How can he win?
He left that first day. His own job has been done.
He has done his job. It's just
to project to you that you can be a stay-at-home dad and still make it on television.
Yeah.
Do you understand? That's why like every black guy on Hell's Kitchen came from the hood. Do you get? Like you've never seen like
a proper
an upper middle class guy that is black and you understand? Everybody
you have to have a good story that I can. If I pass
the one time I was cooking, they shot by.
I cannot pass this to school except
one of them won in season 3 Raw. You understand? So it's a whole machine of them promoting this. Remember United Nations now? We had International Men's Day recently.
Yeah.
Remember what the United Nations posted on International Men's Day?
What a lady.
They said, men should become more like women. And you forgot to
say. They also say men should cry more.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not against
crying your bedroom.
I'm not against men crying, right? Because like sometimes it even refreshes you. Like when you just let out tears on your own. Like
as a man, you shouldn't cry. The last time you cried, maybe you're like 15 years old or 12 years old. But crying solves nothing. As a man, with discipline, there's motivation. You understand? But it's not really about crying.
No, it's not about the crying.
We're not looking at the words that United Nations Women is posted on Twitter on International Men's Day. I think they were saying something in addition of like, share the care.
Share the care.
Men should become like women and be staying at home and breastfeeding the children, whatever. It's about the spirit. The spirit is while rejecting masculinity.
Yeah.
And on International Men's Day, we want men to be more like women. You understand? Google refused to acknowledge International Men's Day, and they put International Women's Entrepreneurial Day. That was this November 19th. You understand? And I showed it to all my feminist friends. We should do it now. You understand? So it is clear, because quite honestly, I didn't even know it was an International Men's Day.
I also didn't.
Why? Because I don't care. I don't need anybody to come and celebrate me to tell me I'm doing
Man,
a
I
good
knew
job.
because my work according to know.
Yeah.
I knew it was the same day they used at water toilet day.
Yeah, they used to
True,
say that.
true.
At water toilet they had more crash on them.
Oh, you did?
International Mendy, yes.
Who cares about me? They care about
Right,
toilet. They care about toilet when I care about me.
my point is that it's whether NTA or everybody celebrates international is irrelevant because as a man you know your grind is more important.
Yeah, you know your value. I think what men should just know your value. Know
because
yourself.
International Women's Day, they shout, they scream, they try to berate us, they come and nag us. That we should care for them, and it's like fuck off. Like women don't understand what it is to be a man. They don't know how many times a day men think about just ending everything.
The thing is that I don't even know what the families are still fighting for. Because can they say there's no, let's say the full civilized world, like America now is full civilized, right? You know that they are
Allegedly,
they are top of civilization.
Yeah.
What right does women have that men don't have? That does men have that women don't have?
None. Women actually have more rights.
Women have more rights than
So
men.
what are that locations? What are the feminist side?
What they're trying to do is to destroy men.
Basically.
And if it's not obvious, not to just rule, it's to destroy. Look at every Father's Day. McDice does a very good job in compiling it, right? Every Father's Day articles will come out that we should abolish Father's Day. Father's Day is sexist, right? Everything, Men's Day, everything. They are trying to erase men from history, especially white men.
Yeah.
And it's clear. And my problem is we've recognized the enemy, right? At least Kanye West has, right? But the issue, and we know who the enemy is using as their minions.
Yes.
We know, right? So the problem is the people who are supposed to be on our side, who are betraying us because they think they'll get laid.
And that is
actually the problem.
That is the problem. Weak men.
Because we call this podcast the Ministry of Men Affairs. It's deliberate. Yes, it sounds like MMA, right? So this was actually supposed to be the MMA podcast, but it's like that's like 7,000 people already.
Yeah.
But it's actually the MMA stands for Ministry of Men Affairs. It's kind of tongue in cheek, but there's also a profound statement behind it because each time I ask everybody, every country has a Ministry of Women Affairs, including ours. Can you name one country that has a Ministry of Men Affairs?
No.
No, don't just say none.
I don't have to think about it. None.
Right, because men's issues don't matter.
At all.
United Nations has an entire entity for women's issues.
Yes.
So are we saying, or are they saying, that there are no issues that concern men and boys? Have you ever heard the term boy-child education before?
No. Anything. I've never heard anything boy child. Like all this pageantry, all these beauty queens do other things and they win. And the first thing they always do is school tour and all those things. They go around schools.
Yeah.
And be doing girl child. Oh, the girl child.
Girl child.
And like me, I asked for like, what about the boy child?
Let me tell you, there's only two people that have raised concern about boys. The first person was Aisha Buhari, right? First lady. And it was about Chibok girls. Everybody's shouting about Chibok girls. But do you people know
There were boys among those.
that that before Boko Haram did Chibok girls, there was a school they went to. It was a mixed school. So they told the girls, all of you girls go home, convert to Islam, get married, right? The boys, they kept them and burned them alive.
It's a lie.
I'm telling you.
In Nigeria.
Yes!
Hundreds of young girls, fast asleep in their beds, are awakened by the sound of gunfire. Armed attackers have stormed their boarding school and set fire to dozens of buildings. Nearly 300 of them are dragged from their dorm, loaded onto trucks, and carried away deep into the forest.
From New York to London rallied yesterday demanding that the terrorist group Boko Haram bring back our girls. It just gets to the core of you,
This unconscionable act was committed by a terrorist group determined to keep these girls from getting an education. And what happened in Nigeria was not an isolated incident.
We'll never heard that story.
Very good. President Aisha Buhari, the first lady, brought it up. Do you know how I heard about it? There's a lesbian, she's like autistic, you know, her name is Karen Strong, she's Canadian. She was the one that talked about it. That, before Chibok girls, Chibok girls went worldwide, it was global.
So it's global.
Michelle Obama brought her, bring back our girls, right?
Yeah.
She was saying that, look, a week or a few months before Chibok, this thing happened with those boys. That story happened.
I mean, you must have heard that, right? That's being spun as a fundamentalist Islamic group that is so determined to be misogynistic and oppress girls that they want to deny girls an education. But they are not against girls being educated. They're against anybody getting a Western secular or Christian education. The initial attacks, and there were several of them, there were over 100 men killed and 1 woman killed. And the victims were described as people, right, or villagers. And in the previous attacks on the schools, they actually let the girls go. They separated out the boys and girls, and they let the girls go, and they told them, go home, get married, renounce your sins, and live a righteous life under Allah, right? And then they burned the boys alive. There was literally no outrage, right? It was barely reported on. It was one of those things, there was no opinion pieces on it, no nothing, right? Until the girls were kidnapped. And look at it this way, because we played right into their hands, because they want attention, right? And they weren't getting any attention from the Western media when they were just slaughtering the boys, right? They want attention. And what do? They kidnap girls and sell them into marriage or slavery, right? And everybody, the UN, Michelle Obama, Barack Obama, the UK government, the Canadian Federal Minister of Defense, right? They're all promising aid and help and equipment and personnel to help find these girls and bring them back, because this is such an outrage and oh my goodness, something needs to be done. Well, maybe if, like last year, maybe if we did something then, all of these girls would be safe in their dorms right now, right? But we didn't. And the reason why they kidnapped those girls is because we didn't do anything. We didn't pay attention. And they want attention, right? And they know that attacking girls or women is going to get them attention. What are we going to do? Start a campaign, bring back our boys.
It was in our news, but it was so small, it was so insignificant. It actually did happen. Whoa. But like, it didn't have that staying power. And that's what made Boko Haram angry. They realized that we've killed all these boys, we've burned them alive. Nothing happened. Right? There was no international, that outrage, that terrorism was not there. So they said, okay.
That's why they took the girls.
And that's why it went worldwide. Very quickly, AFP, American Associated Press, worldwide. Till tomorrow, they're still doing Chibok girls. Every newspaper, every NT, you still say, this is not the number of Chibok girls yet to return. Nobody mentions those boys. There was just one billboard I saw Aisha Buhari talking about those boys that day.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's not even true, because as a man, you know that even though you're born with no value, you create your value. You know what I mean? The second one, like just to your point, was my mom. She was in a school, and who was it? Martina or somebody came to the school, and all the goodies, all the information, all the support that they came to give to the students was meant for girls. Right? Oh, girls, I want to gather the girls to tell the girls that boys are stupid, and we don't want to give them any information about health, and all these things. I want to say, no, you must tell the boys. Because invariably, these girls will have to interact with these boys. So why are you giving only the girls the information? You should tell everybody. Because the information helps both people. Let the boys voice their concerns. Those are the only 2 instances I've seen somebody say, what about the boys?
It's a shame.
Those are the only 2 instances I've seen in my whole life. What men need to realize is his son is going to grow up in this world where we've seen that, okay, we gave that example of African Court of Human Rights, Australia High Commission. They said, oh yes, everybody can apply, but we strongly welcome encourage. That was the word. We strongly encourage application for women. That thing is standard.
That thing is a thing now. Like before you won't see it.
You won't see it. But now it's
like
everywhere.
you see it. We
United Nations.
Women applications.
Yes.
Women applicants.
America has these are UNAID or African Development, something African Development Agency. They say, oh, we want to give grants for small businesses in Africa.
I saw that one.
Encourage women to that.
They said we have a special consideration for women-owned businesses.
This one, I saw this one. I saw it. I even sent it to my mom that they should apply that. I sent to my mom that they should apply that they get
$250,000 grant.
I saw that one.
We want women-owned business. That's like everybody, but
so be sure that at least maybe 90% of women will get, 10% of men will get.
Maybe even give.
That's if the men even get.
Zenith Bank has a program where if you're a woman-owned business, they give you lower interest rates for the money that they give you. I don't know why I said that because I'm planning to sue them. But it's the pattern.
Yeah.
That's what the world is now. Nobody cares
about the man.
And boss, you're paying the money.
Right. Kanye West,
200,000 per month.
For what?
Who is richer between Kanye West and Kim Kardashian?
Kim Kardashian is not richer.
Kanye West lost 1.5 billion, and the judge said, "Oh, they pay 200,000
for child support."
That woman said, "I don't want."
Is she not rich?
She rich.
So why am I paying her money? Who filed the divorce?
Does she even need the money?
No.
So,
but that's
the point. It's my child.
No. The point is that men. The lesson is to all of us that as a man, we hate you.
You must die.
Want you to die.
Die of depression.
Look at all the battles, spiritual or otherwise, that Kanye West is fighting. And the judge still said, okay, this is with prenup. With prenuptial agreement.
They have prenup.
They have a prenup, but he still has to pay. So people are saying, oh, prenup.
Prenup is kind of a guy.
So he's a judge.
So that means even with your prenup,
judges can void a prenuptial agreement. Let me tell you what, prenuptial agreement, anything can be inside. Right, you can put anything you want. A prenuptial agreement is simply that before you marry, you have an agreement so that way, if the marriage ends, the judge will rely on the prenuptial agreement to say, okay, this is what you guys agreed, therefore, we won't do the normal common law way of just giving the woman the house and everything. And half. There are many cases where there's a prenuptial agreement that, oh, please you won't take my house. You won't take half my money. Whatever money you have, go with it. My own money, I will go with it. Some judges in some cases have come and say, no, we're not going to, no. We'll avoid it. In this situation, we'll avoid it.
She takes the house.
She must take the house, she must take the money.
That's just prenup agreement.
But that was an agreement.
That one, she's a business woman.
Yeah, Janet Jackson agreed with some guy.
If the man died for 5 years, she get $100 million. Maybe as a son for him, she have $100 million. So I think she had a son, and she waited 5 years for the marriage to get $100 million. Make it 5 years complete. She just end of the divorce.
That one, I can't be too mad at it.
Yeah.
Because it is what the guy said. But we still see how women actually have turned men into ATM machines.
Yeah.
Like what people talk about women being objectified, right? But it's actually men that are objectified. Men are seen as wallets. Men are seen as ATM cards.
Yeah.
The women that will
just be nice to you.
Yeah. Exactly. Like
for free meals.
Free food. They call it food. What do they call it? Food dates or something. You understand? There are some men that say, "Oh, if I'm online. If you want to talk to me, you have to pay 200,000 naira." Naira. I said naira.
Or you have to stop. You are not done that stuff for me, so I don't have to.
Yeah. I put naira because this is something that Nigerian girls are doing. Right, the ones that have enough guts to do it and insufficient home training or whatever. You understand? So men, I think the message for us is we have to do a lot.
Yeah. Because on balls.
Because if it's jobs, like we're already seeing where the trend is going.
Women get
More girls are going to school, therefore more girls are more likely to get jobs.
Yeah.
So you have to find a way to become, independently wealthy.
Yeah.
And then you can dictate your own terms.
Yeah. If not, yeah, fuck you.
you're fucked.
You understand? and that's what the dictate message is really that they're trying to suppress.
Drop the EP, that legit. Top 5 in the city, competitions right here. All I know now, also miles don't got no time. Slime, I got my lines. Up tempo, make I catch my vibe. Yeah, look, chopsticks, yeah. Shout out Ice Prince walking, I'm giving my all to the art. 80% of my vest from the heart. Me, I believe in being creative. I put in the time and I put in the work. I put on my tata, I give all to God. Trust in the process, believing in me. Everything calm in due time, guy. Wait for your time, make it no kind of rush. Yeah, me know they dog. I know people love. Roll up the love, make we touch on cloud now. I do it for the love and I do it for the city. Every J saying that. Me not a bad guy. Again.